I'm sorry, guys, for the little bit delay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How about I greet you? You're welcome. G Simon, good evening. So, my people, this evening I decided that I will share the list. I don't even know when is this supposed to be. Is it tomorrow or the other or the next? So I saw the list on Deji Adeyanju's wall, and I was like, let's even look at the list of the demands for the oncoming protest, and let's even see, is it realistic? Is it something that can be done? Yeah, I mean, is it fair? Is it something that is fair to demand? Basically, that's what I want us to do. So I kind of make it a little bit big. So I want to make it a little bit big. So if you can read it, good. If not, I posted it already on my wall, so you can check it. So welcome, everybody. Good evening. Greetings to you all. Happy Sunday to you. I hope your day is going on well, went on well, however it is. God be praised. We thank God for another Sunday that we are here to witness it. I just wanted us to quickly run through this list, and then you can have your say. I pinned the link. If you want to join and you have something to say, you are welcome to do so. And as you are doing that, don't forget to react to the video, click the like button, click the love button, subscribe if you are not yet subscribed. Subscribe here on YouTube and also on the page, and also send stars or super thanks. And I want to appreciate those of you that do. I really, really appreciate you. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. You are such a great motivation for me, and I try my best. Thank you so much. I appreciate all you do. And so let's get right into it. And there's another post I made earlier on about a pastor that was involved in the sale of one baby. I was like, let's also look into that story and kind of reflect on it, that how did our society degenerate into a state like that, that the people you trust the most are even involved in doing this kind of things, and they don't even see it as anything. Like, is it not mocking God? Like, you go and take a baby from the parent, go and sell it, and then come to the same church and be doing baby dedication. Yeah, I think that it is something that we can also talk about. So you are all welcome. So the first one is scrap the 1999 constitution and replace it with a people-made constitution for the Federal Republic of Nigeria through a sovereign national conference, immediately followed by a national referendum. Yeah? To tick or not to tick. Yeah? Yes or no. So I'm just going to run through it. I don't have anything to say about it. Yeah. Our brother is saying the demand is not complete if they did not add also that government should look into all the pulpit bandits that call themselves men of God. Thank you. Thank you. I believe so. I believe so. That is something that needs to be looked into. And number two says, toss the Senate arm of the Nigerian legislative system. Toss mean throw it away, discard it, like there's no use for it, take it away, take it out of the question. That's what toss that they are saying means. Toss the Senate arm of the Nigerian legislative system, keep the House of Representatives, and make lawmaking a part-time endeavor. Yeah, so that we do not have all these rich people that we don't anyway. Okay, fine. To say yes or not, to tick yes or no. So if you are going to protest, these are the demands that are being made. So I want you to look at the list. Let's go through it together so you can know, is it resonating with you? What's your opinion about it? Do you think it's do you think it's achievable? Do you think it is something that is worthy of going on the street for? So the third one, pay Nigerian workers a minimum wage of nothing less than 250,000 monthly. Okay, so say yes or not. Invest heavily in education and give Nigerian students grants, not loans. Aggressively pursue free and compulsory education for children across Nigeria. I, for one, I say yes to this one. I am an advocate for free education, free quality education as the barest minimum any government can give at the primary level, at the secondary level, right? Like, basic primary education. It is a fundamental human right that the government is supposed to give to its citizens. And if you want to go further and do university, it is also legit that government should give grants at least to enable you to try and go to school. And not just government, but also other bodies. Normally abroad here, churches give grants, not only government. Companies give grants, or NGOs give grants. Like, let grants be something that is accessible to students, especially from poor backgrounds, so they don't have to struggle, so that they can also become human beings, get skills, become professionals. You understand? I, for one, I agree with this one. Then number 5 says release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally and demilitarize the southeast. This is number 5. What do you think? I'm thinking something. When I'm reading this and I'm thinking, it's like somebody is pressing some people mumu button. Like, I don't want to say anything. Anyway, let me not go there. Number 6, renationalize public-owned enterprises, said sold to government officials and cronies. So all the government infrastructures and enterprises that they were sold in the name of privatization. Remember that they should repossess it. The government should repossess it and collect it back from all those friends and the allies of people in government that they were sold to. Okay, is this achievable? What do you think? I'm not saying your comment, so you people should engage so that the life will be interesting. Then number 8, probe past and present Nigerian leaders who have looted the treasury, recover their loot and deposit it in a special account to fund education, healthcare, and infrastructure. Is this possible? Is this achievable? Yeah. Okay. Number 9, restructuring of Nigeria to accommodate Nigeria's diversity, resource control, decentralization, and regional governments and regional developments. Yes or no? Number 10, end banditry, terrorism, and violent crimes. End banditry, terrorism, and violent crimes. Reform of security agencies to stop continuous human rights violations and duplication of security agencies, and enhance the physical security of Nigerian citizens. Okay, our brother say ethnic bigotry should be prohibited. Yes, I believe that there should be a criminal code for ethnic bigotry and hate. And I think it's going to be hard because the leaders themselves, this is the instrument they use. It's called divide and conquer. So without it, they cannot do anything. Any government that is in place, by the people they surround themselves in it. You understand? So the bigotry is already coming from the leadership. So it's going to be hard. That's why we don't have hate crime as a crime encoded. So we need a criminal code that criminalizes ethnic bigotry. As somebody don't just come and kind of profile any ethnic group within Nigeria and lambast any ethnic group within Nigeria and select any people on the basis of their ethnicity within Nigeria and do them crime. Let it be categorized as hate crime. I am very in support of that. But it's a conversation about, is it going to be done as a demand for the protest? Like, is it worthy of what should be in the protest? So let me continue reading. You are the one. Our brother said list is too much. I thought, have you where did I stop? Number 11, establish a special energy fund immediately to drive massive corruption-free power sector development. Okay. Then number 12, immediate reconstitution of the Nigerian electoral body. And at INEC Nigeria, to remove corrupt individuals and participate back and partisan hacks appointed to manipulate election. Okay, they said they should immediate reconstruction of the Nigerian electoral body, that is INEC Nigeria, and also to remove corrupt individuals and partisan hacks. Partisan hacks mean people that are partisan, like people who openly, boldly belong to any particular party, political party, and normally not supposed to be in INEC. So obviously there are people who are partisan who are also members of INEC, and this is actually unethical for someone who is partisan, who is a member of any political party, to be in INEC in any capacity. This is completely a no-no. You understand? So that's what he's saying, that partisan hacks appointed to manipulate elections. So number 13, massive investment in public works and industrialization will help employ Nigerians teeming youths. Okay. Number 14, massive shakeup in the Nigerian judiciary to remove cabals of corrupt generations of judges and judicial officers that continue denying everyday citizens access to real justice. Our brother say majority of the protesters and large number of hoodlums who will be there do not know jack about these demands. Anyway, I think it's good to actually look through the demands and say, okay, what exactly are they actually asking for? What is the demand all about? Are you getting me? So all together, I read 14. So I think there are 14, I hope, because I kind of, it's 14. Altogether it's 14 because I zoomed in on it. So altogether there are 14. So, there's a video I wanted to share with you guys about what a senator said about these protests. Let me quickly pull that video up and share with you guys. So he's kind of saying there should be no protest, that they should slash their income, because if the protest starts, that they don't know how long it's going to take and which direction is going to go, that kind of a thing. That's basically what he was saying in his quest to say no protest. I can't find that video right now. Yeah, I will be looking for it, but I wanted to share that video because I thought that, okay, is it something that the government is calling and saying, okay, please don't protest, we are ready to start compromising, or we are ready to, or we are hearing your voice, we acknowledge that things are hard, and we want to look into it, and we are starting by cutting our income, something like that. Yeah, so I will play that video for you guys now.
If we allow this protest to take place or escalate, Mr. Speaker, we don't know where to stop. Mr. Speaker, just now we cut our salaries. Mr. Speaker, I want to appeal to executive to do so, from Mr. President to Vice President to ministers to chief executive officers of MDS and parastatals. Let's all of us cut our salaries, put the money in government copper, provide short-term solutions to this problem, Mr. Speaker. People are hungry outside, Mr. Speaker. Even if it warrants to slash the cost of petroleum, revert back the
What are you people thinking about what he's saying? He's saying that if they allow the protest to go on, they don't know how far it's going. So in order to kind of assuage the people who are planning the protest, is it not better for them to, all of them that are in high government positions and in parastatals and all the government agencies that subsidiaries that are working with government and they are earning very high, that they kind of slash their salaries and use it to kind of alleviate the suffering, find short-term solutions to the problems, that kind of a thing. I feel, well, Germans will say entgegenkommen. I don't I will see. Let's continue hearing.
Hike of electricity, Mr. Speaker. Provide food, Mr. Speaker, for the people. If we can be able to provide this short-term plans, Mr. Speaker, I believe these young Nigerians will be ready to surrender and decline this planned protest, Mr. Speaker. This is my point, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Yeah, I think he made a good point. When I think about all these things that is going on in Nigeria, we had an elite. It's not necessarily this government. Now, this government is just 1 year, but again, everybody that is in government today have been in government. It's not as if there is anybody new, right? They have been in government in one capacity or the other. So in a way, it's also like accumulated distress. The thing is, there is hypocrisy on both sides. There's hypocrisy on both sides because first of all, you can argue that this government is just coming into power, just 1 year. So, there's not something to do about it. But on the other hand, there is so much hike in the prices of food. And you have to put into consideration that it's a country that there is no atom of welfare for anybody. And one of the reasons, for example, pulpit bandits have been able to play on the minds of the people and claim they are healing, they are doing miracle, like those that will carry wheelchair and all those things, is because there is no government system to take into consideration people who are actually handicapped. Because if over the years people who are handicapped are under government register in their local governments, in their communities that they are known, and this person is recorded to have this disability, is living with this disability, and new people who are getting into that disability are being enlisted, right? Then it's very difficult for anybody to come and say, oh, I've done this, I've done that. So imagine in a situation whereby there is no form of welfare. There is nowhere you can go and get food stamps. The government does not give food stamps. The church does not give food stamps or welfare. The corporate bodies does not give food stamps or give welfare. There's nowhere the people can turn to. And so you see high rate of crime. One of the reasons, if you come to Europe, that you don't see high rates of crime is because of the welfare system that the government try, to give welfare. You understand? I don't know these people. What did I steal from you? I don't know the heartlessness of these people. He's coming here again to be attacking me. What is my business with you? Anyway, I've blocked him. You understand? So when there's no form of welfare, it's hard. And then there is a extreme difficulty on the street. So, there is something the Bible said. It said, time and chance happen to men, right? It's not because you are the fastest, it's not because you are the worst person, it's not because your government is the worst, but there's something that time and chance. So when the time and the chance is coming together, you may just be a victim of that time and chance, because at this point in time it's very unbelievable, because the people cannot afford the things that are in the market. Now, is there a possibility that there is a manipulation, right? It could be. Yeah. Is there a possibility that, for example, I don't know, for example, what is stopping the inflow of agricultural produce, for example? Why is this scarce? Why is it so expensive? What happened? So that those are the things that could be looked into. For example, why is foodstuff that is produced in Nigeria, for example, cassava, yam, where is the high cost coming from? So at least you can try to mitigate that. Are you getting me? Yeah. So sometimes it's not about pointing finger and say, oh, these people or these people, because everything is, there's a motive behind everything. Yeah. You that you're pointing finger is also an indictment. The other person that is also, being accused, there's also a hypocrisy there, right? So at the end of the day, you have to look at the fact. The Germans will say the tat circle, the main issues. That's what you have to look at the end of the day. If you go to the market, people cannot afford to buy the food. And food is an essential commodity. Yeah. Are you getting me? So you can't there's no you can't blame it away. You can't point finger at it because you are the one in government. The opposition is not in government, and as a matter of fact, the job of opposition is to fight the ruling class. That is the system of democracy or ruling or government that we have copied from West. Is that opposition will be looking at the reigning administration and say, even what they are doing well, they will say they are not doing it well. That's opposition. That is, in a normal sense, that is what is supposed to be. So no amount of say, oh, is the opposition, oh, they have ulterior motives. Of course they have ulterior motive, because that is always how it is. And of course it can be hijacked. You understand? Of course. So that is why you have to look at the beyond the rhetorics, to look at the facts on ground. The food in the market is expensive. The food is produced in Nigeria. The yam, the beans, the cassava and gari, and people cannot buy it. I was looking at a lady that was selling yam, and 5 pieces of yam, she was saying 40 something thousand naira. And 10 pieces of yam, she was calling 90 something thousand naira. And I'm like, wow. Like, and we're talking about across the states. The most state government are paying like 40,000, 30,000 naira to their civil servants. Yeah? Especially in the southeast, the state government in the southeast, they're not paying beyond 50. For I don't think that anyone in the southeast is paying up to 50,000. And if you go to the southeast, that is where the highest price of food is noticed. So there's extreme hunger. And especially because for long the people are mainly traders. They are not really so much into agriculture. You understand? So, and they rely on these goods from outside of the region. And then what happened? Why is the food suddenly so expensive? What is swelling in? And I think for the government to, instead of to be looking here and there, that they should look at the third circle, like the facts. At the end of the day, the facts cannot lie. The facts on ground is that food is expensive and people cannot feed. And there's rumors of malnourishment. So where is that coming from? So you need to address it. And I've seen, for example, the same old solution. They say they are giving trucks load of rice and stuff like that. I don't think that's the solution, because ultimately the people are going to hoard it. And that's what they have been doing. I've seen videos of the same rice being hoarded. And then rice is not the only thing people will eat, right? Because you need some kind of balanced diet. So people should be able to have the flexibility to go to the market and afford a little bit, just like have they been doing. So at the end of the day, there's a lot of hypocrisy there, and I see that number 5 in that list as some kind of trigger, like some kind of button that you need to press so that something will get going. That's what I'm seeing there. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I don't know that the government has just 1 year. I don't know that any magic want to happen now. And again, like I said, at the end of the day, accumulated anger, accumulated dissatisfaction, that kind of a thing. It can just happen that it's coming together at a time like this, right? So yeah, I don't know. I feel like because it's not spontaneous, it's something that was planned. And I've never seen that kind of a thing before, like ahead, and then everybody is kind of waiting for the day. Like, I don't know, it's kind of, I don't know, like normally it happens spontaneously that people just kind of hit this day, but when it is planned, and I don't know how it's, I don't know. I'm just looking at what is going on and wondering, like, okay, um, telling people not to protest is undemocratic, right? And then the possibility that the protest will be hijacked is 100% there. As a matter of fact, it was always like that. And most of the time, if the process really goes as far as they want it to go, it can mean more than all these lists that we are seeing. It can degenerate much worse. So the question is to maintain the status quo and say, okay, let's maintain it, let's not allow it to degenerate more than this. That's the argument. For example, if you look at what happened in Sudan, it started with, for example, the cost of bread was low and was high. Bread was high, and then people went on the street, and I think that led to the arson of the president, and then another president came, and then there became infighting between the people who took over, and then we have a full-blown war now. Nobody's talking about them, right? So if you look at it, it's okay, what is the possibility if it goes that way? Like, what is going to be the outcome? But on the other hand, you look at, okay, why? Well, why are the people in government, in all the people in all tiers of government, not considering all these outcomes? Why should we maintain the peace for them so that the things will be going, like, so it's like maintaining it for their own benefit and not for the benefit of the masses. So, it's always here and there. And like me personally, I know that at the end of the day, um, like there's a Bible verse I normally like to read, and that Bible verse says, and I think it's Ecclesiastes, in Ecclesiastes um chapter 4. Yeah, Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 1. In fact, that Ecclesiastes is one of my favorite books of the Bible. And in that Ecclesiastes chapter 1, it says that, so I returned unto the earth, and I considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun, and behold, the tears of such as were oppressed, and they had no comforter. And on the side of their oppressors there was power, but they had no comforter. When the Bible says, and I return unto the earth, and I see something that is very, very, very uncommon, very, very, like touching, that there's a lot of oppression going on, and the people that are being oppressed, there's a lot of tears, and there's a lot of sorrow, and they don't have any comforter. They don't have anybody to comfort them. And behold, on the side of the oppressor, there was power. You understand? So that verse used to it's something that I used to caution myself, especially because as I grew up as an orphan, you have to know that on the side of the oppressor there is always power. So what are you going to do about it? How are you going to mitigate against throwing yourself into that? You understand? Because and I return unto the earth, and I'm reading I think it's King James version, so King James version, and I return unto the earth, and there is something under the sun, that there was a lot of oppression, and there was a lot of tears from the oppressors, but the oppressed have no comforter. They had no one to comfort them. They had no one to console them. But on the side of the oppressor, there was power. So they had the power, and they could do that oppression And yeah, but inevitably, you know when you read that kind of Bible verse, you'll be wondering like, what is it trying to say? Does it say that it's a lost cause to try to fight justice? And you understand? But at the end of the day, he said to the Israelites, they have given you what to do. You know what you have to do justice. So if you look at what is going on in Nigeria and in the Christian world of Nigeria, you see that nobody's living up to that gospel or the words. People are just acting on their own and doing what they want to do, and they don't care that anything will go wrong or that things will change or things will be destroyed. But I feel like, when everything goes into this situation whereby everybody is doing corrupt things in all forms, in all manner, there's always corruption elements in it. Eventually it's going to be implosion. Like, the thing will implode on them. I'm telling you. Brother is saying, in Nigeria, opposition and government eat from the same pot of soup. Protest for them depends on which side of the divide you find yourself. And when it's convenient, cross carpeting will come into play. Yeah, exactly. Planned protests are usually orchestrated by the government element who are sore losers. Yeah, like I said, of course, if you are not happy about something, that's when you protest, and it can be on either side. So, like what you said here, that depending on the side, that's what it is basically. That's depending on the side, because someone is like, something can be very clear cut, but because from the side you are sitting and looking from position of wherever you are looking at it from, you will not accept that anything is wrong. But until you change position or until you are on another side, then you begin to see it clearly. For example, we see it all the time. For example, when people are in power, they don't see anything that is wrong, but immediately they are no longer in power, you will see their viewpoint will just change. They will start seeing all the problem, they will start having all the solution. You understand? So I don't know what to say, but make it what you will. Let the conversation continue in the comment section. Let's see what you have to say about it. And on the list of the link, let's hear what you have to say about it. Oh my God, sorry. Let's hear what you have to say about it, about the list, and which one of the list you think makes sense, which one you think doesn't make sense. Let's just take it from there. And I think it's good that actually we have a point to see the link and the list and see what they are talking about. So moving on quickly, I want to talk about this post I made earlier today about these people that they went to take small pikin and sell. The story is very interesting because it happened that although this story was made from Vanguard, yeah, so I don't know what has come over us that people don't have any conscience again. Like, they like absolutely no conscience. Everybody is just doing what they want to do. So the story has it that, let me read the post. I don't know how I will click this in so that it will become big. So um they said that on 11th of July, a mother went. I don't know if you can read it. I hope that you can read it. I don't know why I'm not able to open it more than that. Honestly, I don't know what I will click, but I have to read it from here like that. So can you see it? It's a little bit small, no? Yeah. So they said 2 months old baby, 2 months old baby. Somebody, I believe the girl was taking care of that baby, and he took that child and ran away. So the mother went to report to police that he's looking for the baby. Then the girl that stole that baby went to sell it to a pastor, And the name of that pastor is Pastor Peter Udo, you know. So they went to sell it to Pastor Peter Udo. And then that Pastor Udo now went to sell it again to another person, Loretta Nelson. And now that Loretta Nelson now went to sell it to the final people. So imagine the first person that collected the child, he sold the child for 500,000. Woman being now they come they sell like granite. This one say he sold it for 500,000. And then that one, the pastor, the girl that stole the child sold it to the pastor for 500,000. 500,000, a whole human being. And in their eye now is money, you know. I don't know what has happened to the conscience of people. And that one is standing there and claiming that he's a pastor. Somebody went to steal a baby 2 months old from the mother. He can't give you, call yourself Pastor Peter Udo, and you collect the baby, you give that one 500,000. And the said pastor, he now went and sold the baby at a profit of 1 million. He went to sell it to Loretta Nelson, 1.450 million. Now, baby with the talk. Oh, okay. That Loretta Nelson now went to sell it to another couple for 2.3 million. 2.3 million. Then those last people that bought the child, you now have the mind to carry pikin una go thief, carry and go church una dey do baby dedication. Christians, see them here. Christians, they call themselves Christians. At this point, we should be apologizing. We should be apologizing to Yibo, say they can't sell or they can't take. See how they change her. This one collect 500. This one he said give this one 1.5. That one said give this one 2. Wetin happen? Sometimes that's why when I'm seeing, for example, when I see people, they say, oh, these people have not conceived for so many years and now they have a baby. It's very hard for me to, sometimes I will be looking at, are they sure saying that them born that pikin? Is there anybody to check them, say check the mother biological, saying that she born that pikin? Because it's things like this, because as he fresh like that, as he new, they quickly went to go and do baby dedication. We picking where you see, and this is not the first time. I remember some time, 2 different cases where children that have been stolen were found inside church, that they were doing baby dedication inside church, and they know, you know. So I don't know what reform needs to be done. And this thing started from one place, is spreading. Please, government should do something about this. Government needs to take this thing serious. The problem with the Nigerian government and their yeye judiciary is they are going to release all these people you see now. They will settle, they will bribe, and they will leave them. Then they will go back and start doing it. There's another one I covered the other time. The baby, they took him from Lagos and went to sell that baby in the Southeast. And it was a reverend sister that was involved. Till today, they are refusing to even show the face of that reverend sister. You know, people are using the name of God to do evil. Using the name of God to do evil. And because when you see them, say, pastor, you cannot lose guard. So my advice to mothers, don't lose guard with your children. How many needs to happen before you will get sense? Protect your children. You will be locking your door, locking everywhere, but all of a sudden you go and bring somebody you don't know, you will leave your children in their care. Nigerian fathers, please help in taking care of your children. If you are not handy and always there taking care of, people will take that child and will go and sell it. There's a story that I covered last 3 weeks or so. A mother put the children on keke that they should go to church, and that was it. Till today, they have not seen them. Another one, keke that transport them to school and back. What are you doing? Go to the school and carry your children. Go to the school and carry your children. The time have changed. Stop allowing children to be walking around. The time have changed. I don't know what happened. I don't know what made it certified that this is a business opportunity, that this is a market where you want to dey sell. There is another video. I've seen many videos where they will say wetin dem dey sell na pikin dem dey sell. There's another video I saw. The lady said she was living in that compound, being friendly with the mother of the newborn baby. And then the mother now went in, the baby was sleeping. The mother now said, let her go and take her bath. While the mother was taking her bath, she went and told the mother, I'm going, no, I'm going, because the mother was taking her bath. So she will not know that she's the one that took the child. Then she just said she's going. And she now went to carry the baby. I saw the video, and she's even begging that they should not show her face. Like, she doesn't even take it serious what she has done. So this one is, the thing is, I don't know, when you have the people and the government, everybody is just doing things their own way. I don't know there's any solution there, honestly. But how much is 500,000? Is 500,000 really worthy? Is that really big money? I thought they said food is costly, things are hard. Why would 500,000 be enough for you to say yes, it's worthy? A whole human being, and it is big enough, because even if you say it is the rich people that buy it, but who are those people? Who are those people that are bringing that pikin for them to buy? It's the so-called poor people. So-called poor people are the one that will go and collect the pikin, come and sell. So-called poor people are the ones that they will use to go and bring the pikin to sell. So anything that involves selling of children, government need to take it serious. I'm not seeing, that's the problem. People commit all kinds of crime and get away with it. Government officials loot all kinds of money and get away with it. So I don't know. Like, when I'm looking at that list, they say, remove corrupt institution. How do you know who is corrupt? How do you know who is not corrupt? Is it written on their face, right? I don't know. Like, how can you even clarify that on the list? They say who are corrupt. How can you know who is not corrupt? Like, it's almost like corruption. When they see cheating and are smarting other people, taking advantage of other people as kind of wise and sharp and being hustling, so it numbs the conscience to take into consideration that what I'm doing is hurting another human being. What I'm doing is causing grief and pain. It takes that away from them. They are not able to feel that, oh, what I'm doing, because for so long, doing evil and doing bad has been attributed to being sharp. Na sharp guy, na hustler. What are you hustling? And you are going to selling human beings. What about you? If they sold you, what if you go into people's hand that they want to use you in that manner? Will you like it? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. There is a Bible verse. There's, in fact, I don't know if I can say it's a verse, but it's like something that was said about a country that doesn't obey law, and the indigenous also don't obey law, and they are lawless and corrupt. Oh, our brother Chimeze is here. Let me add him. Good evening, my brother. You're welcome.
Yeah, good evening, blessed.
You can speak. You have the floor.
Yeah, thank you, and good evening to everyone. And once again, thank you for all you do for my brother Jele. And let me just, this upcoming protest. The truth is, the political class, they are so blinded to realities. They think that the way forward is to intimidate those who are aggrieved or those who want to protest, and trying to muffle them by bringing in security apparatus. In as much as I don't subscribe to the Kenya kind of protest, because at the end of the question is, at the end of the protest, what changed in Kenya? Nothing. Now we had NSAS. Nothing changed afterwards. They should look at countries that have had these issues and how they addressed it. You see, this present political dispensation and the present challenges at hand calls for one thing. It is time they have to put a system in place. National Compact Program. This will go a long way to address so many issues. It wouldn't eliminate or eradicate all the challenges, but it will address majority of it. Say, for example, now, Nigerians who live in Nigeria, when they fall on hard times, they are confused. They don't know where to turn to. There's no agency to approach. There's no system in place. This is what people are asking to be addressed. It's not just fuel price, because you see, a hungry man is an angry man, and an angry man is prone to violence. In the UK, in 1940s, they had similar experiences. What they did was to introduce a welfare program. This is what the government needs to do.
Yeah.
Now, say for example, Nigeria as a country, can we boastfully say that there are children who are not out of school? I mean, you can find children as young as 4, 5, 6. They're out of school. That shouldn't happen. People lose the, okay, now look with the policies, the harsh economic realities. Most of the manufacturing companies are leaving Nigeria in their droves. There's a company that left. They said in a month, they spent over 100 million to buy diesel.
Wow.
Now, when they leave, what it entails is more people back unemployed. Now, these people are unemployed. They have bills to pay. They have rent to pay. They have family to feed. They don't know where to turn to. But if we have this system in place, when we, when at least there's something like that in Germany. Now, anybody can lose their job in UK. At least you can turn to the government for universal credit. Or they will assess within 5 weeks. Once they assess and they have the necessary data and they satisfy it, at least they will pay the person's rent. They will pay their child a little token on top of their, what they call, if they still have children under 16, on top of what is called their benefits. And for the couples, they give them token. At least they are rest assured that they will not be homeless out there on the streets. You understand what I'm saying? No matter what the cost of the rent
actually
is.
too far. I don't know. I mean, there are legitimate things to demand, but I'm looking at the timeline.
It's not about the timeline. You see, the truth is, this particular government, no matter how they look at it, times have changed. They benefited from protests, malicious protests as that. But I'm not going to turn back the hands of time. And something they need to realize now, they are detached from realities. These people are nothing different from David Cameron when he was the prime minister. Then Nick Clegg was the deputy when we had a hung parliament. David Cameron was so detached. They asked him what is the cost of a loaf of bread. He doesn't know. His excuse was he has a bread maker at home. If you ask Tinubu today, what is the cost of a tin of milk in the market? He wouldn't know. Ask one of the senators now, a ball of akara, what is the cost? They don't know. So these people are completely detached from realities. People are hungry. People cannot feed. That's the simple truth. And they need to bring that into the national level to say, for how long can we continue? Last administration said they brought the conditional cash transfer. Where are the data? Why can't they put a system in place? I mean, every adult Nigerian that has a bank account has a name. They have BVN. They can link these things up. Now, for example, now, you live in Germany. If you go to your city now and you ask for them to bring the data of babies that were born in June, they will produce it. Come to my borough here, they will produce it. Go to one local government in Nigeria, ask them, no data. For how long do they? We keep postponing the evil day. I am coming. We keep postponing.
With database, it's going to be difficult to loot. And I think that's why they cannot create, they are reluctant to create a database. Because, for example, with database, you can't loot. You can't siphon funds. because it will be showing, everything will be showing where money is coming from, where money is going. So it's not gonna the way the country is working so far, it's not going to help them. It's not going to be to the benefit for them. It may benefit the people, but of course, that's not their goal. I think.
What the government fails to understand is Nigeria is bigger than every one of us. I just wish we have political class that will put Nigeria first. But unfortunately, we are not there yet. Not because we are not mature. We still have people whose mind are more fixated on occupying position than moving the country forward. Let me just summarize. The former Prime Minister, not Rishi Sunak, Liz Truss. People will make this argument, oh, British has over 300 years of democracy. No. It is when the political class are thinking about the next generation, not the next election. Liz Truss was the shortest Prime Minister. What took her out was a mini budget. Till today, the interest rate she messed up is affecting every family. Prices of mortgage went up by £1,000 a month. Everyone is still feeling the impact. What happened? There was no protest. It was the Labour Party, the Conservative, the senior party members that called that are listening. You need to leave because your mini budget has, crumbled the economy. Even if Liz Truss tried to save our government by sacking every minister, including the Minister of Exchequer, within 24 hours, the entire members of her cabinet resigned. This is what we're missing. Look at the Senate president taking us for a ride, making jokes. Let's look at the bogus amount they're announcing for frivolities, and people are hungry, and no Nigerian. I mean, America, they give food stamps. We can have these things. We have Ministry of Work. They should establish it, like they call it job centers, Department for Works and Pension. Establish these things, at least so that a Nigerian cannot go to bed hungry. As I speak to you now, there are many families that they don't know where the next meal is going. This is what people are asking for. Nigerians have never even started protesting for policies. They've never started protesting for their basic rights. They're talking about hunger first. And anybody should know, it's like having a kid that is hungry at home. It breaks the heart of every parent. This is just my submission. The government needs to listen to the people. They should stop trying to accuse any political party of sponsoring this, any politician. When they did this thing in time past, in 2011, 2014, nobody accused them. They need to understand. They need to feel the pulse of the nation. 70,000 as a minimum wage, even if I don't like the civil servant, because they're the worst corrupt set of people in Nigeria. But 70,000, that is nowhere to go. I.e., is education a given? Parents in Nigeria still have to pay school fees for their primary school children, secondary. These are the government needs to understand. They need to address a whole lot of things. Otherwise, after this government comes, another government will come. If things continue that way, people will still keep agitating. And people should know, even in Nigeria, we don't protest. Like France. France protests for anything. From as little as high 7% in ticket frame. They almost brought down the whole Paris. So the government needs to listen. They need to listen to the people.
Our own situation is precarious because the culture of accepting wrongdoing and corruption has eaten so deep for so long, and it's not something that can go away in a short time. You understand what I mean?
That is what I'm saying. Like most of the systems here started far back as in the 40s. It's not perfect, but they keep modifying it. Let them start something at least.
Yeah.
Let us start something to give Nigerians hope. Like if this government is clever to just, bring down the tension, let them just announce a reduction in fuel price to 200 naira and bear it for 1 month to control it. But no, they want to it's always a
but is it announcing it? Is it possible? Can it be implemented? Is it something that is practically possible?
Well, I would say yes. If they announce it and implement it, and try to cushion whatever cost it is, it will help. Because
they will buy it from the suppliers or something like that.
Whichever way, they have to find a way. They have to. I don't even want Nigeria to storm the street. because so many disgruntled Nigerians who are outside Nigeria are encouraging them to do what Kenya did. But the question they are not asking, after the Kenya revolution, what changed? Nothing. And we've had the NSAS experience. We don't want it again. For this political class, they need to sit up. They need to listen. They are so detached. They are not feeling this pain. There's hunger in the land. That is the simple truth.
Yeah,
There's food shortage everywhere.
it's
That's the
not
simple truth.
about the president. Like some people think it's only about the president. No, I think the bottom line is the people should not go. For me personally, I feel like if you shouldn't go and be a vandal. You know, do you know vandal is actually a group of people in ancient history, and those vandal they have Germanic origin. Like they went on rampage everywhere they are going. They conquer and they vandalize everywhere. So that's where the name come. When you say vandalizing, you can check that history about vandals. So the issue about going out and being a vandal and victimizing your fellow citizen is what is scaring me, because if they say the people are suffering and then people go out and in their protest they vandalize also the goods and property of the people, the same people who are suffering, it becomes counterproductive. Are you getting me? So if you must go to your state government, your local government, please don't go to the market where people are trying to survive.
That is
Go
it.
to government offices and stage your protest. Don't go to the market. Don't go and loot stores, because these are the same people that are suffering like you. So if you must protest, please avoid anything that will worsen the pain for your fellow citizens. If you have grievance with government, go to your government houses, go to your state government houses, go to your state parastatals, go to your state house of assembly. Go and lay your grievance there. Please avoid anything that will make you to turn onto yourselves and turn onto your fellow citizens, because that's what we saw in Kenya. People went and started vandalizing the same people like you yourself, that you are struggling. You go and burn down their goods, loot their stores. That doesn't solve any problem also, right? That's how I will conclude my own. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Like those of them within Abuja, I don't want to mention names that are trying to organize these things. It's best they don't even need everybody. If they can get 500,000 Nigerians to besiege the gate of the National Assembly, that will do it.
Yeah, so
Then
it's
maybe they
enough.
get another.
Don't
They
go
get,
to the shop,
yeah,
don't go to the supermarket, don't
I'm
go to
coming.
the malls. Yeah.
I'm coming. You see, they have to be. I think I've seen the condition they listed. I don't know how the release of Nnamdi Kanu should become part of a demand for a protest. That is so absurd. I've been trying to avoid it. And that shows that these guys, they have.
My hand no dey, I beg. My
I am coming
hand
now.
no
You see, that's what I am coming now. You made a very salient point. I'm trying to buttress that point. So, for example, now they could try to segment it. We have grievance against the police. We have the police of Edet House in Abuja. Let us get 300,000 Nigerians to be at the entrance gate to demonstrate our grievance in placard. Now we have grievance against the judiciary. Can we get 300,000 Nigerians to besiege the Supreme Court or wherever the Nigeria pass, to hold our banner to say, listen, the judiciary is corrupt, that the judges are compromising? You understand? Let us not just have a headless chicken that will give, you've just made the point. That is it. At least, even if they take it in turns, we don't need all Nigerians, that this can be controlled. Maybe today or simultaneously, let's just focus on three cardinal things: the National Assembly, the police, and the judiciary. So let's just go there, sit down. We want the IG to come out. Then we'll tell them that, listen, the issue that has been lingering from NSAS is still ongoing. Police harassment, we need to get what I'm saying. That will make a sense, but not like having people who are bringing out some, demands that I begin to ask myself, if this is a demand for protest, then that is not a protest, honestly. That is not a protest, honestly. Moreover, that number 5, it off me. I swear. I mean, madam, those are
I
useless.
believe that one is just an engine oil, for a pop. I think they know what they are
And
doing. I
I know
think so.
people will put on there. No,
Yeah.
sometimes you give another thing to put there. So,
Yeah.
well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you for your contribution. Yeah, guys. So let's continue the conversation in the comment section. I will leave it as like an hour now. So I hope you have a good start in the new week. And like I said, I'm not going to say do not go and air your grievances, and I'm not going to say that the government will not try to do their thing. So I'm just saying, be mindful. Don't worsen the situation for your fellow citizens. If your grievance is towards the government, then focus and let it be towards the government, not on yourself. Don't turn on yourself, and don't allow it to be hijacked. Try as much as possible to see that it is not hijacked. You understand? So at the end of the day, you want to have a home to go back to. You don't want everything to be, you know, torn apart. Yeah. So thank you so much for being a part of this program. I appreciate all of you. And I give you all credit for your opinion, which are all valid. And yeah, I will not entertain ethnic bigotry because I'm against it. So please keep your comments civil. Do not be bigoted and do not profile any ethnic group. Keep your points factual. Let's continue to have healthy conversation around issues and around facts. Please, 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 let's be civil in our conversation so that we'll be able to see the points of other people are making and from the angle that they are coming from. I'll encourage every one of us to be tolerant of each other. This is a very serious period. And so let's mind the rhetoric that we are using when we are talking to each other. I wish you all a very good start in the new week. I pray God Almighty will bless you and lighten up your way and your week. And I pray that God will keep you and keep each and every one of us and make our way bright and answer all our prayers and make our hopes and aspirations come true for the week and always. Bye for now.